Guys, okay, guys. So last session I given assignment about the sling servlet, right? I hope everyone, you guys have completed your assignment, right? There are two types. One is servlet you can register with path based, and servlet you can register with resource based servlet. So in the interview perspective, they will ask which is the recommended one. Resource based is the recommended one. Why? Because path is not hard coded. Path you can give the dynamically. Second one is the recommended one. Path based servlet, path based, and the second one is the resource based. Okay. So after the sling servlet, next we can discuss about event handler. Event handler. So what does it mean by event handler and event listener? Event listener. So in the interview perspective, they will ask what is event handler and what is event listener. They both are coming from two different APIs. Okay, the purpose of each one is to listen the events of the nodes. Okay, sharing my screen. So there is a document. Hmm. In the interview perspective, they will ask the first question: what is event handler and what is event listener, and what is the difference between them? Okay. So the purpose of event handler and event listener is it can listen the events of the nodes. What is node? In AEM, everything, the data will be stored in the format of node and its properties. If you delete the node, if you update the node, any changes happen in the CRSTE, that we can listen by using these two APIs. One is the event handler and the second one is the one event listener. Okay, they both are coming from the event, two different APIs. Two different APIs. So we can listen the events of the nodes in the sling level. This is sling level. There are three frameworks, right, in the AEM. One is the Apache Sling, and we can listen the I would say string level event of the nodes. Then we can go ahead with the event handler. Next we can have event listener. The event listener. We can listen the events of the node at JCR level. JCR level. I hope you guys are clear what I'm saying. There are two concepts in AEM. One is event handler and event listener. The both purpose is the same, to listen the events of the nodes. Events meaning if you can delete, if you can update, okay, if you change any properties of that node, that you can trigger by using these two concepts. One is the event handler and one is the event listener. Event handler and event listener, the both purpose is the same. But if you want to listen in the sling level, then we will use event handler. If you want to listen JSR level, then generally we will go with the event listener. The both purpose is the same, but levels is the different. If you want to listen the event nodes at the string level, we can go ahead with the event handler. If you want to listen the event events of the nodes at the JSON level, then we can go ahead with the event listener. I hope you guys are clear the basic concept. And there is a code base also, that is some sample code. Normal you can get that I can show you. They both are coming from two different APIs. Is there any proof? That proof I can show you. Event listener GitHub. Event listener GitHub. There is some sample code which is available in the repositories. This is the some sample code. There is a code base where actually there is a repository in that we can see event handler and event listener code that I am looking with that one. Simple event handler dot git even get repository sample code. We get one repository. The event handler sample event listener kit. Come to here. This is the file. Yeah, this is event listener, guys. Okay, so what I'm saying is event listener and event handler, the both purpose is the same, but the both are coming from the two different APIs. This is coming from the JSR API and event handler is coming from the Sling API. Okay, Sling API. How I am saying the both are coming from the two different APIs. So whenever we are writing the event listener and event handler also, you have to import the, for example, this is the event listener. Come to how they written the logic. This is the class name. The class name is what? Sample JSR, JSR event listener. This is the class name, right? Sample JSR event listener, and event listener is the predefined interface. Predefined interface. This is the normal logger file. Already you know how to create the log file and all. Okay. So see here what it is doing. If any node, we can node added, node moved, node removed, node property added, property. There are six changes basically. Node added, node moved, node removed, property added, property removed, property changed, property changed. I hope you guys are clear what I'm saying. Live is coming or not? Why is this not? Hmm? In the interview perspective. Okay. Yeah, these are the events actually. Event dot node added. Node mode. Event is nothing but actions. Like if you add any node, so that you can track by using these concepts by using event listener, event handler. They both are coming from two different APIs. Event listener is coming from the JSR API. Event handler is coming from the event handler is coming from the Sling API. How we can implement the event listener? Class name and it there is a event listener interface implements, and we can inherit the properties from interface to here and coming to here, and this event listener have only one method, that is on event method. On event method, so in that we can pass the I would say this one has the parameter, and here you can see how they written the logic. Event dot has next, is there any events happens in this hierarchy that we can track, and then that we can display on the log files. Okay, this is the activate, normal deactivate, that we need to mention in the activate method. We need to mention in the activate method. I hope you guys are clear. So coming to here, there is a class name. Class name is the event listener. Event listener, and there is a interface name called event listener. This is the log file which we created, and these are the some standard values. Some standard values they are taking, and they are calling some other services like a repository and event admin. Okay, so whenever they are writing the event listener, come to import statements. See here what all import statements they are imported. They are all imported belong to JCR. So now you guys clearly you should be understood, like event listener is the class name, and event listener is complete purely coming from the JSR API. JSR API. This is also very important question. In the interview perspective, they will ask the question. So what is the difference between event listener and event handler? So the purpose is the same, but they both are coming from the two different APIs. Listener is coming from the JSR API, handler is coming from the Sling API. Sling API. This is the event listener, and same way I can show you event handler as well. Coming to implementation, and there is a event handler. I am going to inside event handler. So what is the class name? Class name is the event handler, and event handler. This is the interface. These two are the interface. Topology event listener is the one interface, and event handler is the also one interface. So they are, I would say, they are implementing two interfaces. They created the log file, and this is the instance variable they taken, and one service is the injected. The service name is job manager, and there is a handle event method. This handle event method already available in the event handler. That method we are overriding, and we are providing our own implementation. Our own implementation. So inside this implementation, what implementation we are providing? We are like event dot get property and event dot. So these all the changes we are mentioning inside the handle event method. Handle event method. So that is the logic they written. And now this is the topology. And come to here, array it is dot contains dot. So meaning they written the logic like if any changes happens in the JCR level, so that changes you can trigger in the log files. In the log files. And I said like event handler is coming from the I would say Sling API, right? How we can say go to the import statements. So in this case, you can see here all are coming from the Sling. All are coming from the Sling. All are coming from the Sling. Is there any JSON? No. No. Now you got the clear clarity. Event handler is coming from the Apache Sling, and event listener is coming from the JSR. Event handler is coming from the I would say Apache Sling, and event listener is coming from the JSR. JSR. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now normally we can try to understand event handler. So event handler meaning event handler is the responsible for Sling level events, and event listener is responsible for JSR level events. Both are same, but frameworks frameworks is the different. Meaning if you can trigger at the Sling level, we can go ahead with the event handler. If you want to trigger at the JSR level, you can go ahead with the event listener. Event listener. So now come down. Yeah. So this is the program. So this program I can write and then I'll show you. So how we can uh, trigger all the changes happens in the CRXT level. Okay. So if you see this program, there is a class name they created. The class name they mention like as the practice event handler. And step number 2 is event handler is the predefined interface. Okay, so make sure whenever we are writing the event handler, make sure we need to uh, you need to implement event handler. This is the logger file. This is already you know how to create the logger file and all. Okay, yet where exactly you want to trigger all the changes, this is the location. Where is the location? So that location name you need to give org apache sling api resource. What does it mean by star? Star meaning all. Under this location all changes, if you can delete, if you can update, if you can remove any changes under this location, that we are triggering, that we are mentioning here. I hope you guys are clear. So event handler is also one service. So that is the reason I am converting it to the service. And this is the logger file. Logger.error, event topic and path, event topic and event. The same program I can write and then I can show you. And then we can create a few pages and the pages are visible on the log file or not, you can see. Okay. So I am going to my backend file. I need to open my AEM instance as well. I have opened my AEM instance also. You can create one more folder for holding the all handling the folders. Practice event handler. So this is normal Java class, right? This normal Java class I am converting into component. It is loading. So initially it is taking some time. It will go. Component. So service. Event handler is also one service. That is the reason this is also I'm converting. Service event handler. Make sure we have to import from OJ dot class. After this, immediate equal to true. Immediate event handler. Service equal to event handler dot class. Immediate equal to true. Okay, and enable equal to also. Yeah, come to here. Or you need to create the logger file. So now this is what, this is the service. This is the OES service. I take a normal Java class that I converted into component, again converted into, there are three steps. Every time you need to follow normal Java class and component and service. Okay, now I would like to create the package for this one. Logger file. Logger file. So normally you can create the logger file, private static final logger. So you have to import SLF4J only, and log equal to logger factory dot get logger. So here we can give the class name. I am giving the class name. Class name dot class. Okay, and here also implements event handler. Event handler. Yeah, and event handler has only one method, that is handle event method, that we have to override. Override. Okay, this is the handle event method. Handle event method. And here also we need to add one property. So the purpose of property is this event handler have to trigger the changes under the location. So that I can add the property. The property I am adding like this. Property equal to event dot, there is a event constant dot event topic. That is the path. Event constants. Position. Event topic. And after this, we need to give the path. you need to give the path. So the path is, first one is the org, Apache, Sling, and resource. This is the path I am giving. This is the default path of our JCR repository. Okay. Under this, all the changes I want to trigger. All the changes I want to trigger. Okay. Come to here. Yeah. Service I added. These are the normal attributes. These are the normal attributes. Okay, fine. Now come to here, and property also I added. Now inside the event, there is a method we are overridden from the event handler, right? So in that, basically you can take event topic and path. Log dot info. Here you can take mm, event topic equal to, we can take this one, and next one is event topic and path. Path also I'm taking. Yeah. So after that, event get topic and event get property. Event get topic. It will give the suggestions. Get constants. Get property. So inside you can pass the parameter as slim constant dot property. Slim constants dot get property. Get property. Event dot get property inside slim constants dot get property, get property. Little bit drag this side. Event method, event dot get topic and log info, event dot get property. Come to here, get property, sling constant dot property path. Class name. So see here, what I written actually, I can. This is normal Java class which I created. Okay, this is the normal Java class. And event handler is the predefined interface. This is the predefined interface. So make sure whenever we are writing the event handler and event listener, make sure we compulsory we will use the predefined interfaces. In case of event handler, we will use the event handler predefined interface. Okay. And this is the normal Java class. I can convert it into component. This is the step number 2. And step number 3, I convert it into the service. This is the service. This service, what it has, it will do. It has to trigger any changes happen in this location, that it should be triggered and that it should be displayed on the logger file. Displayed on the logger file. So as of now, I am triggering only uh, if any node I created, that node path and that node name. Only the two names I want to display. So this is the logic which I written. But in the real time scenarios, or you can write like the hierarchy of that node, okay, the properties of that node, who created everything, who created, who deleted, all the information you can trigger by using event handler. Event handler. So as of now, simply I am writing like node name and node path. This is the logic which I written. So simply this one I am deploying. I'm saving the file, and this one I want to deploy. So simply I am opening my terminal. There is a command prompt. Make sure this path is correct or not. org apache sling resource.api org apache sling api. Save this one. Now can able to do the deployment. Management clean install. -p auto install single package. Okay, go and create one logger for this class. The class name is practice event handler, right? Um, localhost AEM start.html. Sign in and go to operations, web console. There is a slim log support. Here I am creating logger and giving the name like as handler, and you can give the I'm copying the path from there dot, so this one, okay, and save that one. Okay, fine. Logger also created. Now I will open the logger icon. Where the logger is available? Go to your AEM and this is a author instance and go to start, open logs. There is a handler.log, right? So this I would like to open with Visual Studio. So anything is printed? No, nothing is printed. Meaning nothing happened. Now I need to do some changes. Come to here, localhost 4502 aim.start.html. So in the my project hierarchy, if I create one page, the page is also one node, right? Uh, here I will create one page. Page name I am giving some iPhone iPhone 16 page. iPhone 16. Okay, this is the page which I created. Create, done. So same way, I would like to create one more page, that is iPhone 16 Pro. Create, done. So there are two changes I did right. What are the two changes? Two pages I created, iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro. So when I open the log files, you can see here handler.log, the file name, and come to here, uh, iPhone 16 is created and iPhone 16 Pro is created. So this is how, if you made in the real-time scenarios, like if you can write the logic like who created, who deleted. So all these kind of operations you can perform by using event handler and event listener. Event handler and event listener. If you create any nodes also, for example, I'm going to CRSTE. Mm, I am creating one node. So here I am creating the node is a MacBook. Create MacBook. Save this one and go to the location. See here, added or not added. If I deleted also, that also can trigger. For example, if I am deleting this one, save this one, go to there. So see here, remove. If you do any changes, all you can trigger by using event handler. So this is the main agenda of event handler and event listener. Event handler you can trigger. I would say both are same, but so technical wise, you can tell this we can trigger in the sling level. Event listener we can trigger JCR level. Okay, so that is the difference. So today what you guys will do, you can write a program on event handler. So this is the document. Normally can look for the uh, blog, which actually aim handler. If not gone, then you can get the blog. So you can go through that and then you can write the code and you can do the some changes on the your 4502 server, and that you can trigger by using logger files. This is you can do and that you can upload in the website. Okay. So event handler, event listener, both are same. Both are same. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you guys are clear. So from starting to till now, What are the backend topics we covered actually? Swing models and OGI dynamic configurations. Meaning there are three parts actually here. OGI introduction is the one part, and OGI service and component is the second part. And in the third part, first part is the OGI introduction, and the second part is the OGI component and OGI service. That is the part number 2. And third one is OGI dynamic configurations. OGI dynamic configurations. This is the three parts which we discussed. And after that, we discussed about swing sublets. Swing sublets. And after that, we discussed about event handlers. Event handlers. And event listeners also both are same. So that is the reason I am mentioning here event listeners as well. Event listeners. Okay. And next, we'll discuss about remaining other topics like schedulers, workflows, and all. Okay, debugging and all. We can discuss coming sessions. Uh, these are the sessions we can discuss coming sessions. Okay. So that's it, guys. So I hope you guys are clear, and so I'm taking the attendance. You guys also please respond. Okay.